That's done. Perfect. Alright. So, usually when I get on stage, I usually share a little bit about myself. Tell you this about myself. I'm a 35-year-old man. I'm 35 years old. When the hell did that happen? It's rhetorical. I know it happened on my birthday. I'm not stupid. I know exactly when that happened. But, no, they don't tell you things when you get older. You have to figure stuff out on your own, you know? Like, when, I don't know, when you stop saying the word cougar? Because I still use it all the time. Like, I'll see girls around town that I went to high school with that were grades younger than me, and I'm calling them cougar. It's not the same thing, you know? Like, I guess for me, a cougar would be someone who's in their late 50s, maybe. Also, not meaning the same thing. I'm not desiring the elderly so much. But anyway, so I'm 35 years old. I am a pizza delivery driver. That's what I do for a living. Better yet, I've been a pizza delivery driver for most of my adult life. How's everyone feeling about their lives right about now? That's good. That's good. Jesus. I've been a pizza delivery driver most of my adult life. I'm probably, you know when you walk into a convenience store or like a fast food place and you see a guy rapidly approaching middle age and you think to yourself, holy shit, what happened to that guy? Why want me to do this? This life probably sucks. You probably thought that about me. And yes, it does suck, so I've been doing this, but I didn't intend to end up this way. I had dreams and goals and things like that. Like when I was in high school, when I was in grade 10, you know, I didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, but my friends were starting to figure it out. I couldn't think of anything that I wanted to do every day for the rest of my life, you know? It was really hard to think of it. But finally, grade 11, it hit me. I thought of the perfect thing. I was going to be a gynecologist. You know, what job sounds better to a 16-year-old kid than surrounding yourself with a vagina and getting paid a boatload of money? You know? So I started trying really hard in school, and I started getting good grades. I was a C average student, and then all of a sudden I became an honors student. It's amazing what happens when you have proper motivation, you know? So grade 12, same thing, I'm doing really well. I started applying to some universities, and I got into most of the ones I applied for. Things are going great. Then high school graduation ceremony happens, sitting with my friends. One of them asks me, says, so what are you going to do after all this is done? And I said, oh, I can't believe I haven't told you. I got accepted into med school. I'm walking in there a student. I'm walking out of there a gynecologist. And I'll never forget what my friend said to me. Said, you are a fucking idiot. Do you know the only reason a girl goes to the gynecologist is because there's something going wrong down there, right? And that devastated me. I was crushed. This guy, he ruined vaginas for me. You know? He totally ruined what I thought that job was. Because what I honestly thought, this is what I honestly thought as a 16-year-old guy, this is what I thought a gynecologist did. I thought a gynecologist just had a room, and then he had a chair that he sat in. And in front of it was something like a conveyor belt. And on this conveyor belt were ladies laying on their backs, vaginas facing me, and all I had to do was this. That's a good one. You're doing very well. Like I'm grating eggs or something. No. Turns out that's not what a gynecologist does at all. Like not even a little bit. So I was crushed, I was devastated. So I dropped out of med school before I even started med school. And now I deliver pizzas for a fucking living. Thank you very much. So I've been, like I said, doing this most of my adult life. And not once have I been offered sex as payment for the food. Now I'm starting to think that the storylines in porn movies are bullshit. Now, I don't want to confuse anybody. Like, I'm not watching porn for the storylines at all. And I watch it the same reason everyone else does. Fashion tips. Anyone else? Is anyone else watching it? So no, instead of having, the closest I ever got to it happening was I took some food to this lady's house, and she wanted to pay me an all change. So I held my hands out, and then she was putting money in, some of it hit the floor. She bent over to pick it up, titty fell out her shirt. That's the closest I got. Closest I got. And this lady was no less than 60 years old, so I guess you could say she was a cougar. but that's the closest I got. And I started thinking about it. Like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Then I realized I'm not doing anything wrong. You guys are doing something wrong. Because there's a big difference. There's a big difference between me showing up to your door with food and you going, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. Can I pay for this with a blowjob? There's a big difference between that and me showing up to your door with food saying, look, you're going to have to pay for this with a blowjob. And the difference between the two is jail. And I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. But are you guys ready for your next performer?